Welcome to Stockton 360 on KXVS 92.1 FM, soon to be.
Yes.
Soon to be. We're getting there. Broadcasting live from thevoiceofstockton.org at Stone Soup Studios right here on the lovely Miracle Mile in Stockton, California. This is Governor Don.
Professor Jimenez.
And we have special guests in the studio, District Attorney Tori Verber-Salazar. Welcome.
Good evening.
Did I get that name right?
Perfect.
All right. And Judge Richard Vlavianos. All right. And of course, welcome listening audience to Stockton 360, another great episode. And so we're going to be talking about a wonderful program, San Joaquin County Justice System's Youth Leadership Academy. One of the many academies, not many enough, but different academies across our school districts, preparing our young people for careers. And
Right.
of course, obviously, the career in justice, which is, man, who could want better for our community than more people working towards justice, right? Welcome,
Absolutely.
definitely welcome to the studio. And first of all, let's go ahead and get some background on the program. Now, Judge Vlavianos, tell us a little bit about your participation.
We started back in 2000, was actually the first year we started the academy. It was started under the courts. It was a Youth Leadership Academy. The goal was to try to teach people who we really are instead of having people judge us by Judge Judy and TV programs like that, to give them real information about the system and the career. And we went from 2000 till about 2012 was our last year. Because of budget cutbacks and staffing issues, we had to stop the program. But our elected district attorney this year decided to pick up the torch and move it forward. So we're happy to participate with her on it. It's just one of my favorite things to do. It doesn't get a whole lot better than having kids there and learning and trying to design programs to help them.
The real deal, not the TV judges and TV law, but what the nuts and bolts and the things that are really go into making our justice system work.
Right.
Now, the DA picked up the torch.
Yes, she did.
Yes, indeed. And of course, thank you for that, DA Verber-Salazar. So now, tell us now, what made you decide to go ahead and reinitialize this program?
I was a participant since 2000 with Judge Vlavianos, Judge Murray, Terry Costa, and they just did an outstanding job. And we'd been working collaboratively for the first 12 years on the program. And like the judge said, it's a fantastic program. It brings joy to us as well as to the students that participate. And the whole office changes because it's always such great energy. You have all this youth. They're powerful, they're passionate, they're insightful, they're brilliant, they're kind, and they're compassionate. So they bring all that joy into the building, and they change the whole makeup of the building for us. And so when the recession had ended and things were doing a little bit better, we started talking about it, and we said we'd be honored, truly honored to host it. And so we've had them for the last almost 5 weeks in the office, and it's been a fantastic experience. Just like Judge said, one of the great things we do is this program. And this morning they spoke before the Board of Supervisors, and there had to be 200, 300 people in the audience.
Wow.
Nice.
They've attended Rotary and club meetings to talk about the program. So they're learning not only the basics of the criminal justice system, the civil system. They go to family court, drug court, mental health court, veterans court. They've done SWAT training. They were treated to a day at the 3rd District Court of Appeals. They did the Board of Supervisors, and tomorrow they're doing a mock trial.
Nice.
And then Friday they're doing this, it's their day that they created and built, and it's a day of debate, and we'll be debating the issue that's probably on everybody's mind, and that is officer-involved use of force.
Yes.
And so they're going to be leading that panel as well. And then we also challenge them to create a community awareness to serve back in their community. We call it Live 209. We believe in when we're proud and we're honored to be a part of the 209. Don't appreciate it when people use it for bad things. So we're taking it back.
Good.
It's our 209.
That's right.
And so they're using the Live 209 mantra, and so they are working on a homeless project, and they're going to talk to you about that today, getting the homeless back into housing and work. And then we task them with going back to their schools and taking these same programs and teaching them to their students.
Right.
So any of the speakers that we had make themselves available to go back into the school. And they've had Dr. Bennett Amalu, who's the chief coroner and pathologist, also the author of the book Concussion and the movie. They've had Justice Murray from the 3rd District Court of Appeals. you name it. They've had some great speakers. So we're very grateful.
They've even had a panel of inmates from Folsom State Prison talk to them and interact with them live, who are really, they've gotten to the point where they understand these are really good mentors and deliver great messages. So they've had a whole day talking to them about the people who've gone through it, come out the other side, about what they need to know to avoid that. So it's pretty powerful.
And all of our speakers from the prison are serving life sentences. So they're men and women who have done substantial amount of time already and are still facing a substantial more amount of time. And some of our students have actually gone to the prison and spoken directly with the inmates, and we felt that that's a powerful tool, that you have to see every side of it, and we have them also speak with victims so that they understand every side of what we deal with in the courthouse, and it's complex issues, and not just to jump on one little thing they heard, but to fully understand all the things that go on and how it impacts us all.
And when you talk about trying to avoid things like drugs, like alcohol, like gang membership and stuff like that, there's a credibility that the prisoners can bring to the message that the rest of us can't, because they've been there, they've lived it, they understand it, and so when you use them to talk about those issues, it almost is like they have to listen because of the credibility that they bring to the issue.
Sure, and I know as a judge, you see what we rarely get to see, because you have to see all sides of the issue, and and oftentimes those are the toughest decisions, and even tougher is when maybe the majority of people don't get it. They haven't experienced it, and so it is really powerful to get young people to experience this in a time in their life when they're building a foundation, and their minds are open, and they're able to grasp the different different perspectives, and how it does justice is not a one-sided thing.
And that was when I was presiding judge of the juvenile court for 3 years. So I spent 3 years in the juvenile court, and that's one thing I really learned. Most of the people that were coming through my hall and through my court were there because they made bad decisions. But what really bothered me is nobody had really taken the time to give them the information that they needed to make good decisions. And my experience with kids is, if you give them information, good, honest information, they will make good decisions. You know what I mean? So it's just about getting the right information to them, which is what the program's all about.
And it's wonderful because really and a lot of people think of the DA is and the public defender. This is really where the opposition in the courtroom is, and then depending on the case, one of them is the good guy and the other one is the bad guy, right? It's a case of somebody was brutalized. Well, then the DA, okay, now that's the good guy, or the good side, not to genderize it, but and then it's a different kind of case where maybe like what's going on in the issue of police brutality and use of force. Then all of a sudden, now who's the good guy? Okay, now maybe it's the public defender. And it's like this kind of polarized perspective. But it's rarely like that, is it?
No, you have to be able to see both sides of the issue. That's one of the bigger problems that we have in society. Is people don't really look at the other side of the issue and kind of go a little bit beyond themselves. And when people look at both sides of the issue and go beyond themselves, usually you will find in most cases, there are cases where there's a conflict that can't be resolved. But in most cases, if you get reasonable people sitting down talking, you will come to a pretty good solution agreement. If you just, people of good faith will get there.
Yeah, wonderful.
So I wanted to chime in and find out from the DA, how long have you been the DA of our county, and what is your role in enforcing the law?
I've been with the office since 1987. I started off at the very bottom. I was a summer intern. I made copies for the attorneys, did research, writing, and then I worked during the day for the office and went to school at night. And then during my journey, I was a misdemeanor, then a prelim, and then a felony attorney, and then I moved into the gang unit and spent many years in the gang homicide unit. In the last decade, I spent prosecuting gang-related homicides. And then I was elected in June of 2014, and I was sworn in on January 5th, 2015. So I've only been in about 18 months.
Wow.
And our three biggest priorities for us is the quality of life crimes. When I was out campaigning, you knock on a lot of doors, you get a chance to talk to people. And we weren't really addressing those, residential burglaries, crimes that affect your neighborhood, but also affect your comfort and your belief in the community. Because when your home has been vandalized vandalized or broken into, or your neighborhood is being terrorized because drug dealers have moved in or gang members have moved in, and there's constant chaos and commotion, the whole neighborhood collapses. And and so we're really working on restoring those neighborhoods on the ground level. So we have restorative justice that the community can handle themselves, and then different levels that we can introduce and assist with. So we're really working on that. Our big emphasis is curtailing violence against children. We've seen a spike, a recent increase in some of the violent crimes against children, sexual predatory conduct, things of this nature. A lot of that crime goes unreported or underreported, and many of it is multiple generation because it hasn't been reported. So we've been working collaboratively with the agencies in the county and nonprofits and faith-based groups to bring awareness to this issue, because it is a difficult and it's a courageous conversation for people to have, because we must protect our children. Our children is our number one priority, is protecting. And then we're working with our seniors, because we're seeing our seniors being taken advantage of through elder theft and elder abuse. And so we've really done a tremendous amount of outreach in that. And then we're building internally a family justice center. What we find is that when you're a defendant of a crime, if you've committed the crime, whether you're in the jail or prison, or if you're out on probation or parole, there are wraparound services provided to you, but there are not per se wraparound services provided to those victims. As a matter of fact, it takes about 11 hours if you don't own a vehicle to get a restraining order. If you've been beaten the night before and that next morning your children are traumatized and you're trying to get a restraining order, that whole day is spent getting a restraining order instead of us getting you into counseling. No more. You'll walk into our doors and all of us will be there, instead of you having to go to maybe the Women's Center for this, and the Child Abuse Prevention Counselor for that, and Community Partnership for this. They'll all be in there collaborating together, as well as law enforcement. And so we really looked at the totality of the office, the service that we provide, make sure we're doing it effective, efficiently, but most of all that we're doing it with integrity and professionalism and transparency. And those are the things that we've really worked on this past year and a half in establishing in our office and ensuring that we protect the rights. But there is, I think you made a good point, there is no good or bad guy in the courtroom. We're all working for truth and justice, and that is what's imperative, because if it ever becomes that level where it's me versus them, or I'm, you lose perspective. We're all there. Whatever attorney is there is sworn by the court and sworn by their oath, as well as the judge, to get to the truth and justice. And when we have to do it in a way that's fair, transparent, and with integrity and professionalism. So that's where we have to keep that in check. But that's what we're working on.
We're speaking with District Attorney of San Joaquin County, Tori Verber-Salazar, and also Judge Richard Vlavianos. We're talking about the San Joaquin County Justice System Youth Leadership Academy. And we're going to take a short break.
Yes.
And afterwards, we'll have more on the conversation. We also get a chance to speak with the students. And they've been working on some great projects and important work. And we get a chance to meet the future of San Joaquin County Justice. You're listening to Stockton 360 on KXVS, the voice of Stockton, soon to be on 92.1 FM and broadcasting live on thevoiceofstockton.org. This is Governor Don.
Professor Jimenez.
And we'll be right back after a short break. Please stick around. We are back. Stockton 360 on KXVS, 92.1 FM. Soon.
That's
thanks
right.
to the love and support of our community. We are broadcasting live on thevoiceofstockton.org. This is Governor Don.
Professor Jimenez.
And we are here with a lovely group of young people from San Joaquin County Justice System Youth Leadership Academy. That's a mouthful. Yes. Is there like an acronym for that? A quick
It's worse
We're
than the
working on
title.
it.
It's worse than the title.
So we'll just stick to that.
All right. If we could introduce yourselves.
Okay, so just our names.
Sure.
Hi, my name's Elizabeth Gonzalez.
My name's Samantha Carmona.
My name's Lauren Schwabauer.
Hi, and I'm Anna Wyatt.
All right, and welcome to Stockton 360.
And this is really an honor for us to have all 11 of you, or like I heard there's 31
Yeah, there's-
students in the
there's 30.
program,
About
but there's
11
like
of us
12 of you
here.
guys here, 11. But thank you for coming, and
Thank you for having us.
yeah. So
thank
let's
you.
get into it.
Now you guys. So
Yeah.
the Leadership Academy has a couple dozen students, and your focus is on all the not just one aspect of justice, a lot of different aspects. And so you're part of a group that's been working on a project. Is that right? So tell us about that.
Is it the Live to Nine or the Homeless Project?
Go for it.
Oh, look, they got multiple projects. Which one of these worthy projects?
anything you wanted.
Okay,
Let's
so
start with.
we basically want to take back the 209 name because we know that because of a lot of violence and gangs in our community, a lot of
Yeah.
people look at it has a negative connotation instead of a positive. So we're trying to, through Live 209, it's basically like a community outreach, and we want to do things for our community so that when you do hear Live 209, it's more of a positive thing than how it is negative now.
Yeah.
We're trying to bring pride back into this
Yeah.
community.
Wonderful. And how is that working? I think you're getting great support.
Yeah,
huh?
we actually talked about because there's a lot of clubs in high schools that do community service. We're thinking about taking it back to high schools
Yeah.
and making it a club to where different schools are promoting Live 209 so that we make it like more of a
Yeah.
bigger community.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of this program actually, like I wouldn't have heard of it without this program. This
Yeah.
program really
Yeah.
gives us the opportunity to learn more about what's happening in our community.
So now tell us now. So is this a high school academy, or is it?
Yeah, it's a high school academy. There's a college internship, but the academy is all high school students.
All volunteer.
The ages vary because I just graduated, so there's like 3 of us that just graduated. Some of them are sophomores, some of them are going into their senior years, so it
Yeah.
kind of varies.
Mostly juniors and seniors.
Yeah, mostly
Yeah.
juniors and seniors, so it kind of depends.
How was the selection process for this?
Oh, we got it.
Do you want
Yeah, we submitted. We got our applications from our school counselors, and then we submitted the applications to Tori Costa, who is in charge of running the program, and then she selected applicants.
Okay.
Great.
And how long was the program? It was over the summer.
5 weeks?
5 weeks.
5
It started on June
15th.
13th.
Wrapping it up real soon, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Friday.
3 days left.
All right. So Friday's the big day.
Yeah.
What's going on Friday?
So Friday in the morning we have a debate actually, and we are talking about the recent events in Texas and the events that have occurred, and we're basically doing like a we called it philosophical chairs. There's basically 2 sides. You agree, you disagree, or you're neutral. And basically both sides state their arguments. And depending on what the people say, if you change your mind, you can switch sides. So it's kind of like interactive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the rest of the day is our graduation, and we're bringing like everyone's bringing like a dish. So like
Oh,
a
good.
cultural dish. So
Nice.
yeah, we get to eat.
Good. So now this challenge that's going on Friday, is that open to the public? Where's it going to be at?
Well,
Oh, no, it's just really for our academy. We're just kind of one last final debate, kind of using the things we've learned so we can make nice arguments and just it's very informal.
Yeah. Now, but being on the police use of force is a very serious topic that's affecting, it's definitely on the top of people's minds now, but it's affected many people's lives, and there's a lot of passion on all sides of the situation. So it's kind of interesting. That's going to be your finale.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because we got to learn about. We got to see like both sides of it. So we see how the public views the law enforcement, but we also got to learn about their profession, what they do, and how their lives are. So we kind of get the best of both worlds, I guess.
Yeah. So now all of you are pursuing some sort of career in justice, right? So let's go back around. And you can repeat your names because that's what you should do, because it's awesome. You get, how many times you get to say a name on the radio? But so tell us what school you you come from and maybe where you're headed, and then also what is where you're looking to take your career path.
Okay, so I'm Samantha, and I go to Millennium Charter in Tracy, and I'm also a part-time student at Delta College.
All right.
I plan to pursue something in the law field. I don't know if I want to be a prosecutor or defender yet, but I'll find out sooner.
Yeah. All right, but you got to pass the bar, right? Okay.
And I'm Elizabeth Gonzalez, and I just graduated from Edison High School. I'm going to be attending San Jose State in August.
All right.
And I plan on being a prosecuting attorney with a focus on domestic violence cases.
All right.
I'm Lauren, and I'll be a senior at Lodi High School. I plan to go to law school, and I would like to work in the district attorney's office as a prosecutor.
All right.
I'm Anna. I'm kind of undecided where exactly I want to work at in law, but what I kind of really want to do is we're creating a new family crisis center in the old courthouse, as many people know that there's a new one being built.
Right.
And so I'm kind of working alongside with some people in that and trying to help that, and I really want to work there.
Awesome. So everyone's going to be in the law side of it.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know whether they're going to prosecute or defend, but they're going to be involved.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, there's a big need. I mean, there's always people. I mean, God, there are people lined up for months, right?
Yeah.
For court cases. So what brought you to the academy? Like you all applied. Why?
Mine was actually a happy accident. I was really just looking for something to do this summer, so I didn't sit at home.
Right.
I was bored. I'm like, I need to do something, so I went to my career counselor, and she's like, well, there's this opportunity, so I took it.
All right. You got lucky.
Yeah, I did, and it's turned out way better than I could have ever expected.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I've been trying to decide between nursing and law for a while now, and so I decided that getting experience in the field would be a really good way to help me decide.
Yeah. And it inspired you. Yeah, all right.
And mine was actually, I had filled out another application, a scholarship, and my counselor, she saw that I was interested in the law field, so she recommended this program to me, and I was really excited to be a part of it because I was actually not sure if the law field was for me, and this program kind of helped me decide
All right.
that I wanted to do it.
All right, cool.
For me, my counselor talked to me, Miss Shafrin. She came up to me out of like a few students, and she knew that I've been wanting to intern at the district attorney's office, but they weren't accepting anyone because of high school students. But she knew I had an interest in law, and she just told me to fill it out and see what happened. And I got in, and I told her, and she was really happy. And so yeah, just having people that cared about me and just giving me opportunities, and that's how I found out.
All right. So, I mean, there's been some challenges, right? Right. Maybe I mean, if you want to share some of the challenges, feel free.
Well, for me personally, it was deciding what field, because I learned all these different fields. I learned about court interpreters because I speak 2 languages, so I was like, oh, that seems fun. And then I learned about the evidence technicians who take care of a crime scene when there's a murder or something. And then I learned about the defense and the prosecuting side, so it was just kind of a struggle for me to decide what field I wanted to specify in.
Yeah, I think that's a problem a lot of us have had.
It's the only problem with this program is it shows you that there's so many options out there, so it makes it actually harder because you're like, oh, I want to do this. No, I want to do that. No, I want to do this.
Like we went in with one idea and we came out with like a completely different outlook on it.
Yeah,
completely.
There's a great thing about every one of the professions we've learned about, so it's hard to choose now.
Yeah.
So you would recommend this to your peers?
Oh yeah,
Everyone,
Definitely.
for sure.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have an interest in actually going into law, you still, it makes you a better citizen because you learn more about the law, so you can, whenever it is time to like be in a jury or anything, be a witness or anything like that, you know what you're doing, so you're not just being ignorant at it.
Yeah, and you even learn like your own rights. Like we had a session where we got to learn the 4th, 5th, and the 6th Amendment. So like if
super important amendment.
Yeah. We learn our rights.
Who knew that there were more than 2?
It makes us more educated so we can go out into the world and live better.
Wonderful. Well, we thank thank you so much for coming in and sharing. We definitely wish you the best. We're going to be talking with some more of your classmates. We're going to go to a quick break. Is there something that you'd like to say on the way out? A shout out or something?
Hi, Mom.
I love it. I would like to say that people should. I really recommend this program.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely.
It's definitely life changing.
All right, thank you so much. We're talking with students from the San Joaquin County Justice System Youth Leadership Academy. You're listening to Stockton 360. This is Governor Don.
Professor Jimenez.
We'll be right back after a short break, and we'll have some more students to talk to. All right, please stick around. All right, we are back. Stockton 360 live on KXVS, the voice of Stockton, soon to be on 92.1 FM. Of course, we're broadcasting live on thevoiceofstockton.org, and we are talking with the San Joaquin County Justice System Youth Leadership Academy students. And we have a few more in the room. Give us your names.
Arnulfo Ruiz.
Isaiah Smarter.
All right. And so, what school did you come from, and what school do you plan on going to, and what career path are you taking?
I'm going to Linden High School right now,
All right.
Well, right now I'm kind of lost, so I don't really know where I want to go. It's kind of just
undecided.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm Arnulfo Ruiz, and I'm currently attending East Union High School. The career pathway I want to choose, I want to be a defense attorney, and the schools I'm really looking at right now are Nevada State, Stevenson University, and possibly UOP.
All right. Now, so what got you interested in this Youth Leadership Academy?
I learned about it in an AVID class that I was taking, so I went, and I got lucky because I forgot to turn it in, and on the last day I got it. So yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Another lucky winner.
That's great.
My personal story to it as to why I signed up for this program. As a kid, it's always been my passion. Law has always been my passion, to help out others and make sure that there's equality established within a court. Yeah. So that's what I've always looked for, is that everyone's treated equal and that everything's fair within a court.
Well, I have to say you are giving me hope in the future of our justice system. If you and people like you are going to be more involved, that's a wonderful thing. Now, you've been working on a project?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we plan on giving back to the community by helping out our homeless, and we have several projects actually in play. We're also starting a club in our own schools. Each one of us individually, we come from diverse backgrounds and schools, and we each plan on having our own Live 209, which is what we're calling it, clubs at our school.
Wow. All right. So now we heard a little bit about Live 209 from the group of students before you, about reclaiming the 209 in a positive way and claiming it for for all of us, not just a negative aspect. So tell us what goes into spreading this message and involving more people.
It all starts by changing one life at a time. Attending this program, a lot of us came in here thinking it was just going to be any ordinary class, just like the ones we have in school. But as we got into it, we were surrounded by positive people that just were there by our side and just really helped us and really just guided us through the whole system and understanding what the law is. So those people really influenced us, and having that motivation and change in us is definitely something we could take out to society and really implement it into the people.
All right.
So what issues are you actually working on right now with health issues? You there was a mention of memberships and gym stuff.
Well, we were talking about in class recently. It was mostly just like how a lot of kids these days, they stay inside, they play video games, watch TV. How we want to start having programs like community organized events where we get everyone outside, we provide like balls or something that they can go out and they could just go play at like a community gathering that everyone can go. They can talk, whatever, as long as they're active.
Yeah.
Like one of those. I remember at elementary school they had
like Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Great game.
I had to put that in there.
Yes. But you're talking about a little more interactive, and you also mentioned about working on homelessness issues. And what are some of the angles and perspectives that you've come across?
Well, being in the facility that we are in the courtroom, we see that we're surrounded by a lot of homeless people who struggle daily on finding meals, clothing, and as a group, my peers and I have come to the conclusion that we've got to provide back. We got to give back to them. So we're starting a type of fundraiser where we bring in clothes, food, or any items that we could give back to the homeless. The one in charge of that right now is actually a girl named Alyssa. Mm-hmm. So she's the one starting up the program, and we're all just volunteering and just helping her out with it.
Wonderful. So you're thinking of a future in the justice system, and so what all have you learned is involved in that? Well, you got a long road ahead of you, yeah. So what do we got to do to help get you there?
Just support. Honestly, being there, helping out. And the rest should be up to me. I'm a very dedicated student. I just do whatever I have to do, get through the day, keep my grades up, and just follow my dreams. And in the end of the day, working hard will get you there.
Yeah. All right. How about yourself?
For me, it gets me a while to do something. So I really gotta be motivated, and I gotta have my support system, which I have a great support system right now. I got my dad, my mom, my little sister, and For me to get motivated, it's me knowing that at the end of the day, if I don't do what's right or what I have to do, I'm disappointing them. Yeah. And that's what I want to make them happy, and I want to make myself happy. Yeah. So that's what motivates me.
Right. So there's 11 of you out there, 12 students, right? So how many more groups do we have? A couple, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Probably 2 or 3 more.
Wow. So you guys are doing a lot more, than I thought of with all the different, I guess, areas. Yeah. Addressing our communities, and that's great work.
So what would you say to other students or someone who may be considering getting into the program? What would be your recommendation? What would you like to share?
Well, being in this program, seeing the amount of support you have and the educational benefits, I would definitely recommend them to come here to seek further information on their education if they wish to pursue law. And even if they don't even think about going into law, this would definitely be a good place to be and just feel it out. So coming in here would definitely be a life changer.
All right.
Pretty much the same, and it's just a great way to meet new people. Like, I've met some really nice people here, and it helps to make connections if you ever need help down the road. And it's just that when I came in, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna love it, and I did. Yeah. I'm pretty sure everyone loves it, but it's like this law isn't for everybody, and I think I came in here thinking that, like, oh, I'm gonna love it, I'm gonna do something in law. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it was a good experience, but that might not be something I want to do.
Well, that's good, but at least you were able to find out. But you definitely learned something about the justice system and how important it is for society. Huh?
Mm-hmm. It's a good way for other kids to get a feel for it.
Well, appreciate you coming in. We definitely would wish you the best and then hope the best for you. We're going to be talking to some more of your classmates in just a few minutes. And we thank you for coming in and thank you for participating.
Anytime.
All right. This is Governor Don.
Professor Jimenez.
Listen to Stockton 360 on KXVS 92.1 FM, the voice of Stockton at thevoiceofstockton.org. We'll be right back after another short break.
listening to KXVS, the voice of Stockton, here on 92.1. Coming soon. Coming soon.
On your FM dial.
92.1 KXVS.
All right, we are back. Stockton 360 live on KXVS at thevoiceofstockton.org, soon to be on 92.1 FM. And we are here with more students from the San Joaquin County Justice System Youth Leadership Academy. Please introduce yourselves. Give us your names.
From the right.
Sure.
Hi, I'm Fernanda Suna. I came from Cesar Chavez High School. I'm about to be a senior.
All right.
Hi, my name is Myra. I am from Edward C. Merlot Institute of Environmental Technology, and I'm going to be a senior.
All right.
I'm Estrella Peralta, and I come from Linden High School, and I'm also going to be a senior.
My name is Celestina Hosa, and I'm going to be an incoming junior at Stockton Collegiate International School.
All right.
Hi, my name is Gisela Vares, and I'm going to be a senior at Linden High School.
All right. All right. Well, good. So now you got into the program. How did that happen? Anyone want to give their story?
So I've been interested in law since my freshman year. So once I found out about this program, my ABBA teacher actually helped me to sign up and do everything and get all my letters of recommendation. So I did all that, and I actually had 7 letters of recommendation.
Oh, good. I'm sure that helped.
Yeah, and I got accepted. I got the letter that I got accepted a week later.
All right. Well, wonderful, wonderful. Anybody else? Yeah. It was tough. You didn't just walk in. You had to apply, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Well, you were all selected, so you're all winners.
Yeah.
Everyone's a winner. Everyone's a winner.
Everyone's a winner.
Now you've been working on a project. We were talking about the different projects you had going on, and yours dealt with homelessness.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what you discovered and what happened.
Okay. Over 500,000 of people are homeless. On any given night, there are over 600,000 homeless people in the United States. Most of the people are spending the night in either homeless shelters or in some type of short-term transitioning houses. And more than a third are living in their cars or under bridges or some in other type of living standards, how we see in Stockton. Some of the reasons that lead to homelessness is that some people can't afford rent, or some women especially are going through domestic violence and they don't have another option, and some people choose to be homeless on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And to add on more statistics to that is that 643,000 people in the United States are currently homeless. 25 suffer from mental illnesses like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. 17 are chronically homeless, 13 are fleeing domestic violence, and 12% of them are veterans.
Wow.
Most or some of us tend to ignore people who are homeless, and we shouldn't. We've all made mistakes. We've all had a bad time in our life. We need to start caring for each other and help each other. Helping these people and bringing them back into society shows what great of a community we are. It gets me mad seeing videos on Twitter or any social media and how there are people who kick, spit, or do anything to these people, and we shouldn't be doing this. We should care for each other, and we need to start doing that.
All right.
Another thing we added into the homeless thing is homeless education, which is important because honestly nobody nobody actually wants someone working. Say for example, you can't have someone working at a cashier if they don't go to school and honestly learn about math, right?
Right.
So that's one of the things that we need, have them go to school for it.
Yeah.
We can have educated programs in the homeless shelter.
Yeah.
And scholarships are very important too. For what if one homeless wants to go to a college or something, and they're gonna need a scholarship because they don't have the money to pay.
Right.
So there should be easy scholarships for homeless people that can't afford it.
Wow.
And even us, we can provide pencils, pens, anything that would be of use for them. to study and to get better, to get smart. And they should also have elective classes where they can have music, art, sports, drama, fun things they can do.
Yeah. Now, when we talked about homelessness, there's one of the things that was brought out is that there's a lot more homeless people than we know are homeless. Something like especially at the height of the recession, there was estimating something like 1 in 10 children at school were either homeless or suffering from a situation that's related to not having enough resources. Maybe they're not quite homeless, but they're sharing facilities, but there are a lot of kids even now in our schools who are homeless, and we don't know that they're homeless. They're sleeping in their cars or someone's couch or something. What were some of the things that you guys felt like would be solutions to the issue? Some things that that could help this situation out. I mean, you mentioned that there's a lot of people who are homeless. What are some things that are being done?
Well, I want to take in for example the Stockton shelter. The Stockton shelter helps a lot. They are currently serving 3,678 persons each, I think, year, maybe month.
Yeah.
And they have people from all kinds of ethnicities and racial backgrounds. So they're doing a lot, and all simply we can do is volunteer. That's all we can do, just as students. Give our time out there.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, everyone has different situations, but we help each other out. We make everyone's situation better. Yeah. So this part of the Youth Leadership Academy. I mean, this is a project that you guys worked on. How was it distributed? Did you guys vote on it? Did you volunteer to be on this project, or what made you choose homelessness as an issue?
We each chose. Well, we talked for a group, and we talked about the different things that we saw that there was issues in. And when there's issues in something, of course you want to fix them. So that's what we were mainly talking about. And then afterwards discussing them, we each decided and volunteered in what category we were more passionate about. And we talked about it, and then we thought of some solutions that we could make.
All right. Now, being a part of this academy, a lot of the people, I imagine, you're looking for careers in law or justice. So have you, any of you kind of decided your career path, and if you know what school you're going to be going to, why don't you let us know that information?
I want to be a detective of homicide, and I'm looking forward if I can get accepted to Stanford or Harvard or Stack State.
All right.
Well, I plan to go into the immigration law. I'm either into UC Merced, UC Sacramento, or UOP.
All right.
I would like to go to Princeton University, and I would either like to be an immigration lawyer or criminal defense.
All right.
Yeah, I'd like to go into the crime scene investigations, and I'd either be going to UOP or hopefully somewhere far.
Somewhere close or somewhere far. All right.
Well, I want to become a lawyer at first, but then become a judge. That's my goal.
All right.
Trying to move up the ladder, and then maybe my inspiration is mainly Sonia Sotomayor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really want to become the second Hispanic female judge up there, because you don't see that many people up there no more. And I want to attend either University of Chicago or USC.
Wonderful. Yeah, but did you get to see Sotomayor when she was here at UOP?
No, I didn't. I was so upset. It wasn't until Tori told me, she's like, "Oh yeah, she was here at UOP," and I was like, "Oh."
We saw her.
Just
we actually,
really?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, she is awesome and a great role model. And the more Sotomayors we can make in our society, the better off we'll be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But those are all great goals. We definitely appreciate your effort and sharing with us and all your hard work. We know it wasn't easy to get into the academy. You had to be selected. And so congratulations on that. And we definitely wish you the best. And the best success, especially according to your efforts. You're really applying yourselves. Is there anything that somebody would like to say, last word, a shout out or something like that?
I'd like to tell you thank you. Thank you for having us.
All right.
Aw, you're welcome.
Welcome.
And I would like to say that a lot of people think of jobs for the homeless, but how can the homeless get jobs without education?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a great point. That is a great point. And something definitely has to be done about it. And with the kind of work you're putting in, you're initiating it and inspiring others to participate. So thank you all for coming in. We appreciate you. Keep up the good work. and definitely tell your friends and your peers about your experiences. Would all of you recommend the San Joaquin County Justice Youth Leadership Academy?
Definitely.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in, and we appreciate you coming in to Stockton 360.
Thank you.
All right. So we'll be right back after a short break. This is Governor Don.
Professor Jimenez.
And you're listening to Stockton 360 on KXVS at thevoiceofstockton.org. Be right back.
Soon.
The Voice of Stockton live. The Voice of Stockton at Stone Soup Studio. KXVS.org.
It sounds like we're back live. Stockton 360, KXVS, soon to be on 92.1 FM. We are broadcasting from the voiceofstockton.org, all the way live at the Stone Soup Studios. So we have some more students from the San Joaquin County Justice System Youth Leadership Academy. That is a mouthful.
Yes.
I'm going to have it memorized by the time I'm done. So introduce yourselves and tell us what school you come from, and also where you plan to go, schooling and in your career.
My name is Davis Williams. I am a junior at Lincoln, and I would like to attend either UCLA, USC, Cornell, or Columbia University.
All right.
I'm Arnulfo Ruiz. I would like to attend at Nevada State, UOP, if not Stevenson University.
All right.
Hi, my name is Kali Vega. I'm a student at New Vision High School in Western Ranch, and I would like to either attend UC Berkeley or Humphreys College.
All right, and welcome back. So again, we're talking to the different student groups inside your academy that are working on different projects, and we wanted to find out a little bit about the project that you're working on. You have a specific issue that you guys have been working on?
You want to go first?
You can go.
Right now, we're actually covering police brutality.
Okay. All right.
And how it's affecting our society.
All right. That is a big issue. It's a hot topic issue right now. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. So, please do.
Today, I want to address the issues of police brutality. I want to talk about the police who are targeting people of color, in particular, Black Africans. Black people have been targets in America for hundreds of years. Black people have been getting killed so much that we had to start a movement called Black Lives Matter. There is actual footage of police fatally shooting Black people. I'm not saying all police are bad. I'm saying that there are some police who don't deserve their badge. I also think everyone should be educated about the role of the police. And the police are supposed to protect and serve the community. And I think all policemen need a thorough screening process. And there's been so many people, like, I can't even name them. It's Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, Eric Gardner, even a 12-year-old boy named Tamir Rice,
right,
who was killed because he had a BB gun.
Right. It's
out of control.
Right. Well, no, definitely, and appreciate you sharing that sentiment. That's something that, especially in light of what's gone on the past week, we see that it's reached a sort of a boiling point, tipping point, where people are now thinking that because they haven't been feeling like they're getting justice, that now people are retaliating and, reacting in revenge.
It's not police either.
Right. And but that's what happens when people feel like they don't have any other recourse, and without if we don't apply effort to working on this problem, then that's what we're going to be left with, is just a bunch of vengeance and retaliation.
Right.
So what are your thoughts on this?
I personally think that police brutality is completely blown out of proportion. Between the years of 2003 and 2009, there were 98 million arrests, and out of those arrests, only 3,000 resulted in death and arrest related to deaths. I think that when you put the fact, I think that when more African Americans get shot and resulted to police arrests, I think it reflects that a majority of crime, or 50% of the crime, is committed by 14% of the population. And so I think that the only reason they might be harmed more is because they commit more crime. They commit a majority of the crime. And I think it's just a reflection of that. I don't think police brutality necessarily is a thing, and I definitely don't think it targets a certain race at all.
Okay.
Well, that's part of the issue, is that people have these very, very different opinions. Exactly that. Yeah, and I'm sure, if we look at our upbringing and where we come from and the kind of people we've been around, we see that has a lot to do with how we feel. And really what needs to happen is that people this conversation has to come out and people have to discuss it. When we look at incidents of unarmed people being killed by the police, we see that it's very, very obvious by any data that people of color are killed twice as often and sometimes 4 times as often as people who are not minorities when they interact with police. And so, that's the issue. Why is an unarmed person getting killed regardless of their color? And so when we look at that issue and then we see, there's some more things to look at. And I think it's great that we're able to discuss it and bring this opinion out. This is something that's going to be a part of your activities on Friday, right?
Right. Yeah. Tell us, what's going to take place. Your role in the academy this Friday.
Well, this Friday, I want to talk about the importance of community involvement and community service, about homeless programs, education on different topics such as police, and even education itself, because I think everyone needs to be educated, because education is knowledge and knowledge is power.
Right. Definitely.
And you?
Okay, well, if I may go back to the subject prior to this, first of all, I want to say, in this world, man dominate. Not man as in men, I mean man as in human beings. We're all equal. As a police brutality, I do not believe in that. I believe that certain accidents were caught on camera, then exposed by social media. Honestly, social media makes everything 2 times as worse. How come they never record innocent white males who get shot, innocent Hispanics? They're just trying to generate hate within one race. That's how I feel it is. Social media is what's bringing us down as Americans. It's bringing us all down. Yes, it can be beneficial in some ways, but it can also be our downfall. In America, there's one rule we all live by, and as Americans, we all should know that we are all equal. No matter what color you may be, we're all brothers and sisters on this planet.
Yeah,
I agree.
And those, I think no one disagrees with that. And I think the real problem is the application of the ideology you're talking about. What you're saying is true, and everyone agrees with it. It should be like that, but it's not like that.
Right.
And as you get older, you experience more in life. When I was a young person, I felt the same way. But as I got older and I saw the disparities of how people are treated differently, and you'll see, and as you get more experience in life, if you be around people who are different, you'll see that they're treated differently in all sorts of situations, and not just on a badge, but even at the DMV, even at the grocery store, everywhere you go, people are treated differently based on their color, based on what they look like, based on their economic situation, what kind of money they have, and it's hard to hide that you're poor. It's hard to hide which skin color you have. And these are the things that I think that are, saying that there's not an issue or I haven't seen the issue doesn't solve the issue. Being open-minded and being willing to consider other people's experience. If a person says that they've been unfairly treated, justice is about hearing that out and finding out what the problem is.
Right. Last Sunday, there was a prayer rally. Mm-hmm. There was a prayer rally in response to the shootings in Dallas here at our Civic Center, and I was able to cover that. I look at the fact that we are here in San Joaquin County, we are here in the Central Valley. How does that affect us?
Right.
You know, how do we actually address, you know, the anger, hate, and at the same time try to love and understand each other?
Yeah.
You know, so through prayer, that was what was paramount, that was brought upon, you know, our city last Sunday.
Yeah.
And it's an important, you know, it's important discussion right now. It's all for us to see what's, you know, what our role is and how we're going to partake in all of this.
Right.
So it's great that, you know, we're all aware of what's happening, but the question is, where do we move forward? How do we move forward?
Yeah, think about, you know, social media. It was interesting that you brought that up. You know, social media is real interesting. You know, sometimes we just get a snapshot of what's going on. But part of what you're studying in the Youth Leadership Academy is to look past the snapshot, right? To see what the whole story is, you know, and find out what's really going on. And, you know, I think nobody would disagree that we should be in a society that doesn't treat people differently. We should all be equals, you know. But, you know, slavery lasted, you know, over 400 years. And it wasn't over 400 years ago. It's just been a couple of generations, about 140 years ago. So... you know, the remnants of that still affect us. I'm sure you guys recognize the last, you know, we have an African American president, but yet there's still all sorts of racial issues going on. So we're obviously not past, you know, racial problems.
It's an emotion.
Yeah, and hopefully that, you know, with you guys as the future of our country, hopefully you'll work towards making those things better, you know, figuring out why the disparities are there and figuring out what can be done about it and applying justice to the situation.
Right.
Yeah.
And before we end the program, I do want to say thank you, really, for coming in, and also to our district attorney, Tori Verber-Salazar. Thank you very much, and to your mentor of your students, really, for being here, and also to Judge
Vlavianos.
Yeah, Vlavianos. So it was great, and I know that time is of the essence, but this was really a good experience for all of us, and I know San Joaquin Valley, as well as the city of Stockton, will love to hear everything that has to, you know, that will come out of this program.
Yeah.
And me, myself, I just want to say I'm not worried about why things are happening. I'm worried about how can we solve these situations and solve these different problems that are affecting us and affecting our future.
Wonderful, wonderful. I want to appreciate, it's District Attorney Verber-Salazar. Final words.
I'd like to thank you guys for everything. This has been a great honor. And I think what's amazing is that these young people are willing to have these difficult conversations that a lot of people aren't willing to do.
That's
and
right.
if you don't have an open dialogue, if you don't have an open conversation about this, we can't begin the healing. And that's what you were talking about. But we had two gentlemen in here today with very differing opinions.
Sure.
Yet they're working collaboratively, they're working together, and they're working to try to solve these issues. And they had the courage to say what they felt. And I think we need to get back to that point where we're talking honestly and truthfully, and not and addressing these issues at its core, much like they recommended, and then looking at that and then making an honest and true and correct decision and solution to move forward.
Right.
And that's what
Absolutely.
they're really working on. So I'm very proud of them for their courage to have this, because this is a tough conversation.
It is.
Sure
It's
is.
tough, and people aren't always going to agree or disagree, but at least they had the courage to do it, and not, I think they brought up a great point, not just take a couple words on social media and a couple cheap shots.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They actually did it. So I'm very proud of them, and I'm grateful for you guys for this opportunity today. We're very grateful. So thank you for having us.
Well, thank you,
District Attorney.
DA Verber-Salazar. Also, thank you, young men, and also the whole class from the Youth Leadership Academy. We definitely wish you the best. Very proud of the work you're doing, and keep up the good work. And you're the future of our justice system and here in our community, and we're definitely proud of you and look forward to seeing more good things out of you. Any final words you want to give us? Say something, shout out, or?
I'd like to shout out my brother David.
All right.
I'd like to shout out Western Ranch, and I forgot to say I also plan on becoming a criminal defense attorney.
Wonderful.
And probably get into psychology.
All right. Well, I want to thank San Joaquin County Justice System's Youth Leadership Academy.
That's right.
District Attorney Tori Verber-Salazar, of course, Judge Richard Vlavianos as well, and what a wonderful program. Oh yes.
Your name, please.
Yes. Hi,
I'm Yasmin Barkat. I'm the college intern.
Yes,
District Attorney's Office.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Putting in the hard work. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. So that just about does it for this episode of Stockton 360. Of course, thank you, the listening audience. We want to thank our sponsors, Restore from Habitat of Humanity, Leaders, Urbanware, and of course our founder, William Story. And of course, want to thank Peace and Justice Network.
Yes, we do.
All right. Well, this is Governor Don.
And Professor Jimenez.
And we are signing off. Please stick around for more quality programming right here on KXVS, the voice of Stockton.
DJ Nikki D,
London Mark,
Al X,
and you can catch us on the Rise and Shine 209 show.
We talk about music, sports, pop culture, and whatever we feel like talking about.
Anything funny, interesting that we can give you our insight to. From 7 to 10 a.m., Monday through Friday, right here on KXVS.
The voice of Stockton, right here on 92.1 FM. Coming soon.